Right, we are live on the Conscious Corner,
I
coming to
say,
you. I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we got our goddess here, Goddess Kimmy. Y'all already know when you see her, even in the intro, it's about to be some shit. So just be prepared because it's happening. It's gonna happen, and I call the goddess on here because a sister is struggling with menopause, and I know if I can get some help, this is the place where I need to go. And so
I
I'm
say,
gonna let you take it from here, goddess, because I'm struggling right now. I'm having a hot flash right now. So please help us on
okay.
how we get rid of this. I'm gonna mute my microphone so y'all don't hear the wind, but please help us sisters out.
Okay, peace, love, and abundance. Once again, I'm Ibe Kimmy. For those who may not know, I am the High Priestess at Kingdom Keys University. I'm sorry, Sacred Keys University and the High Priestess of Kingdom Keys Nation. However, my sister called me here like, sis, we need some help out here. So first of all, put this disclaimer out there. This is a transition spiritually, physically, and mentally, okay, that women go through. If you've had the privilege to be able to live this long and experience living, now you're going through a spiritual transformation. And a lot of people don't understand that when you're going through spiritual transformations, that means something has to die so that something can live. Ashe? So in this particular transformation, as being women who have a lot of different minerals that are flowing through the body, are causing now an imbalance within the shift of the woman's make from the head to the toe. We're experiencing all types of shifts, right? Sweats. We're what else are we going through? We're going through sweats. We're going through. Some of us are going through a huge cramping, right? In which I want to make sure that we heal everything that's dealing with the reproductive system, also dealing with the actual womb, right? So we're going to have to first go through what I call the fire exchange of purification. Okay. And the fire, why I call this the fire of exchange, because the hot flashes come and they come so intensely to the point where some women have been known to faint, some women have known to completely strip naked in public places. Um, we have these inner outer experiences where there's dryness, where there's pain, there's aches. We are purging emotional baggage. So our mood swings are up and down, right? These are all transforming, um, transitioning elements that are taking place within the woman's body. Because now, just like in puberty, we had to go through a transformation. It wasn't as intense. Most of the time, it wasn't even that noticeable. We just looked up and it was there, right? Well, now we're going through a life of transitionings where we're burning away a lot of the old us, right? This is how come most women, all of a sudden, their character, their personality, everything about them starts to change. There's a spiritual concept that is taking place. And I want to start with the spiritual, because as we move forward in life, we're going to be facing a lot of different energy that's going to cause a lot of feeling like symptoms, when it's just an easy fix of knowing your spiritual shadow work and how to work with it. Okay. So one of those things in working with it is holistically. Okay. Holistically, the earth provides us with everything we need. It's the mind we have to learn how to control. And a lot of times what we're experiencing is overpowering the mind. So therefore we feed off into the hot flashes. We feed off into the night sweats, the mood swings. And I know you like, Goddess, what is you talking about? If I'm sweating, I'm sweating. If I'm going through it, I'm going through it. Yes, you are going through it, but there's mentally ways and herbal ways that you can actually reduce it. Now, there's no way to stop it. You have to go through this spiritual transformation. And this is what makes us, as being women and goddesses, the most powerful on the planet, because we endure so much, okay, and go through so many different transformations. And a lot of that is because it's part of who we are spiritually, it's part of who we are as being women, okay? So once again, menopause is not simply the end of anything. I want us to stop. As women, we feel like, oh, I'm losing my youthfulness. Oh, I'm not sexy no more. These are mental games that are being played within our mind. What we have to learn is how to reach a holistic lifestyle so that the effects of this transition is more smooth for us, more than impactful, right? I hope I'm making some sense, so stay with me. Okay, the goal is not to fight the body, but the goal is to support the nervous system. Remember, the nervous system is connecting every living organ together. It sends the signal, it sends the awareness. So as women, the more we start gaining control of our what is it called, the endocrine system, then we're able to spirit, bring it to me, heal the reproductive organs, the liver, the oh my goodness, spirit, the liver, the bones, the emotions, an overall vitality of the body. Let's just cover it all. So once again, we experience hot flashes, night sweats, mood swings, brain fog, anxiety. We become very irritable. Like everything seems to piss you off. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Your body's going through some changes that it's not used to going through. And we have to literally live our lives while going through this pain. And this is something that men really do not understand about us as being women and going through our transitionings. The sleep disruptions. And let me pause right there for a minute, because according to the planetary alignment is dealing very much heavily with our nervous system. So that's an impact on us as well. Okay. So we're going through spiritual transitionings of high and low energies that are in our DNA, and it's purifying, it's correcting. And so what we have to do is we have to help the system by herbally healing ourselves. The first thing that I would encourage is, let's start with the nervous system. Okay. Why do we start with the nervous system? Because just like when you're giving birth and you're going through that excruciating pain, the first thing they tell you to do is what? Breathe, right? So in breathing through some of the pain, you can release a lot of tension, and you can also redirect the pain. And for those who are healers and energy workers and knowing the power of how to lay hands on yourself, right? This is Tai Chi. Being able to raise your energy enough to lay hands on yourself can cause the nervous system to calm and cool down itself, okay? That happens a lot with breath work. I encourage everyone, start learning how to utilize your breath work. The breath work count is 4-4-4, or 4-6. I think it's 4-6-9. I'll come back again with the information on that at the end. But however, the rhythm of how you breathe, when you get these three numbers, whenever you see these three numbers pop up with me, understand that means you breathe in one of those numbers, you hold one of those numbers, you release one of those numbers. So you're going to breathe in 4, you're going to hold for 4, you're going to release for 4. Now, the rhythm of this is slow and deep. Slow, deep breaths. You want to take mind over matter when it comes to the pain, when it comes down to the mental constructs of controlling that energy through the breath. Okay, so deep breathing exercises daily. Women, part of your spiritual work, when you first get up, just start breathing. Okay, when you lay down, start breathing, causing the air to come into the body, which is causing the spirit to go to where you want it to be. Lay hands where the pain is, and breathe. It really does help. Walking in nature. Why do we encourage walking in nature? It seems so simple. You like, God, is this? We talking about menopause. We talking about pain. Yes, get out in nature. Why? Because when you're out in nature, there are elements. The spirit works through living things and beings. So we have animals, creatures that are in nature that bring off certain sounds. They're not just bringing sounds for nothing. They're bringing sounds to what? Calibrate, align the nervous system through sound. Okay. So walking in nature, will help also because the universe will help align this through sound frequency when it comes down to certain pain. Stretching and yoga, meditation and prayer, making your petition known, making your request known, what it is that you desire to happen within yourself, within your reproduction system, within the nervous system. I require for this to come to a cease and to ease within my body. Okay, reduce overstimulation and emotional conflict. Once again, create your boundaries. Inform people now is not the time. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a tendency, once again, through those mood swings to go off. And when we're going off, we are also adding to the symptom versus releasing the symptoms. Everything is about you maintaining a balance within yourself. Consistent sleep schedules. For those who sleep is off and flush, you have to make time to rest. Because why? When you're resting, the body does what it does best. It go ahead and heal. Once again, I use for illustration, if you break a bone and you put the bone inside of the cast itself is just holding it in place so that it doesn't move. But the bone marrow itself and the organs that's with, I mean, not organs, but the cells that's within that bone begin to what? Heal itself because it's standing still, it's at rest, it's at peace. The same when we sleep at night. Women, we have to get how grandma used to always take them naps. Yes, it's necessary to take those naps. Why? Because the body needs to be able to relax and heal itself. Okay. Consistent sleep schedules are very important. Magnesium, rich foods, and hydration. Okay. Very important for magnesium rich foods. Okay. Then you
I have
also
low
have,
magnesium. I know they told me that when I did
you
my
have
blood.
low magnesium.
Mhm. I had my first symptom of
Mm-hmm.
menopause like 12 years ago. I literally woke up. I don't even remember waking up that morning. When I woke up, I was in the ambulance with people looking at me like I. My husband said I woke up,
Mm-hmm.
got dressed, got myself together, sat on the edge of the bed, and fell over and went into a seize. I seized for a good 20 minutes. And when I woke up,
Oh, wow.
I thought I was picking up for the day. And I looked up and it was the ambulance people looking at me, and I was like, "What's going on?" They was like, "You've been seizing for a while." Girl, I freaked out. I was like, "Where are my kids?" Somebody called my kids. Yeah, so
Mm.
that was my first encounter with menopause. Yep.
Oh, wow. So in individuals with your particular case, we want to really take a very good look at our what we're eating. So I'm going to give you all a list of different foods that will help bring more magnesium. When we say rich magnesium with rich foods, this is what we're meaning. As far as like spinach, kale, um, Swiss, what's this card? Garlic greens, mustard greens, pumpkin seeds, chai seeds. Now, let me stop right there for a minute. Chai seeds is very important that you understand that when you're dealing with the chai seeds, that you hydrate those chai seeds for at least an hour. At the least an hour. Let them fully develop, because what they're going to do is they're going to start off a little black seed and then they're going to develop this oval like jelly around the seed. That's what you really want. You want that oval jelly to be around every seed before you start to drink it. And you want to drink that seed when it's whole in that particular form, not when it's dry, because if it's dry, it's not really penetrating or hydrating the body as it should. And all women really should be doing chai seeds, because once again, it lubricates the vaginal walls, which keeps you from having all that hydration or dehydration within the uterus. Okay. Sesame seeds, sunflower seeds. When it comes down to it, eat more nuts, far as almonds, cashews, Brazilian nuts, walnuts, pecans. Far as beans, you want to do more black bean supplements, chickpeas, lentils. Now, lentils will make you go to the restroom, just letting you know, but that's what you want. You want to detoxify the body, okay? So if you're doing lentils, just know you're gonna be going to the bathroom, okay? depending on how it's cooked. Then you have kidney beans. You have what they call it, quintos, quino, quintos, brown rice, oats, and wild rice. Sea moss, sea cap. Let me show y'all. I made sure I pulled out my different herbal supplements just for this live, so you can get a example. This is what I take. Sea cap. Why? Because it puts the natural sauce. Can y'all see that? It puts the
C
natural
kelp.
sauce. Sea kept. Okay. Sea kept helps put the natural sauce back into your diet, as well as helping you with it, maintain that magnesium. Okay.
Okay.
Then you also have uh coconut water is very good for its hydration. Dark chocolate. If you're gonna do dark chocolate. For me, what I do is what is it called? It's not cocoa. What is this called? Oh, I can't think of what it's called right now. But it's a form of chocolate. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go get the bag in a minute. Give me a minute, y'all. For some reason, it just completely slipped my mind of what I'm drinking right now. But it's not chocolate. It's called something else. I can't think of it at the moment because my mind is focused on the magnesium. Okay. But anyway, once again, when you're dealing with the magnesium, these particular foods will help with the cramping, anxiety, headaches, constipation, fatigue, hot flash, irritability, heart palpitations, and restlessness. Okay. Um, Also, for those who like tofu, I personally don't like tofu, but if you like tofu, then you know what I'm saying, making a lot of supplements out of tofu will also help. And all this will help with the magnesium within the body, okay? Different types of magnesium that can help support as far as calming, sleeping, anxiety would be magnesium glycinate. I do not have any magnesium with me particularly today, but I will give it to you. Magnesium citrate, okay, will deal with constipation and support. Magnesium malate, Malate. I make sure I spell because my pronunciation is terrible. Uh, Energy and muscle support. Okay, so that's magnesium, malate. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Deals with the energy of muscle support, and magnesium threonate. Okay, deals with the brain and the memory support. Okay. Magnesium is a richly daily routine, meaning that women should be implementing everything that I just mentioned somewhere in their diet, especially if you're going through menopause. You need to be eating this like on a daily. Okay. For lunch, make you a salad. Make sure the salad is as green and colorful as possible. Eating this salad that look like it's washed out is just that it has no minerals in it, has no nutrients in it. You need the salads and your food to be very bright and colorful. When you're eating those, you know you're getting the right minerals and richness within your diet. Okay. So oh, that's bothering me because I cannot think of the name of what I'm drinking. That is crazy. Okay.
It'll come through.
Like it's right. I'm an Aries, so it's like once it's on my mind, it's like, until it comes. Okay. So for years, many a women pour energy into children, partnerships, family, careers, and their community. Menopause often forces the question, who am I outside of what I give to others? Who am I outside of what I give to others? And this body of transformation is causing for women's emotions to come just that honestly it's imbalanced because now you're in a place where you're starting to doubt self. Most women are doubting their beauty, their bodies, and their even their emotions emotional responses. Because for me, like, I hate when I go through roller coaster emotions, because I understand and I'm aware of myself, that it's like, man, this is not who I am. I don't want to be just flipping out on people, but people be pushing you to the limits. You know what I'm saying? When you already going through so much. But dealing with the purging of the old energy, the nervous system is going into overload. So that's why I say, let's start first with our nervous system and healing our nervous system. So in doing so, let's talk about the herbs that you can actually take to help with that nervous system. Once again, ashwagandha. I found this in the grocery store, ashwagandha, and I think it's in a tea aisle that you might be able to find it. And it's just a powdery substance. Let's see if y'all can see inside there. A powdery substance that you can actually add a tablespoon or a little, it's not really a tablespoon. I say the tip of the spoon, just sprinkle it inside of some of your tea when you're making different tea recommendations, or sprinkle it in your food. For some people, that you actually go and buy the actual pill supplement and take the pill supplement. Lemon balm. Lemon balm is going to help you in a lot of areas, especially when it comes down to relaxation and calming down. Okay, because lemon balm is a grounder. Okay, so when we say go get yourself grounded. You can get lemon balm as a herb, a leaf, a tea, or you can actually get it as aromatherapy, and it will help you in all those areas. Okay. Holy basil. Add holy basil a lot more to a lot of the foods you eat. You can also get holy basil as a tincture. And when I say a tincture, it comes in little bottles similar to this, okay, with the little a tincture. You can, once again, just add it to your smoothies and things of that nature, okay? Magnesium glycinate, glycinate, magnesium glycinate. I think I said it right. Okay. And then chamomile. A lot of people take advantage of what chamomile can do. A lot of people, oh, I want to go to sleep. Chamomile is not just to help you go to sleep. It's literally to calm your nervous system down. It helps with anxiety as well. It also helps with help relax the nervous system. It also helps boost the immune system. Okay. Then you have passion flower. Okay. If you get any of those supplements, you're going to start treating, those supplements will treat the nervous system, which will ease the pain, which will ease the cramping. Okay. If you implement those into your diet every day. Let's talk about hormonal balance. I'm gonna try to wrap this up. I know you at work, Fee. Supporting
Take your time because I do that. I'm taking the pause,
hormonal.
they give me all kind of stuff, and I really, you know, really need to do other things because I don't want to be dealing with that medication and the side effects and stuff like that. Because I already am. I've been on 3 different medicines, and the only thing that have helped it done for me was make me dizzy. So I don't want to do that no more.
Mm-hmm.
So take all the time you
Now,
need.
now, some of the things that, okay, I got you. I got you. So all the benefits, or let me just start talking about this. The hormonal balance. That's what we need to talk about next. How do we maintain our hormones, right? Because one minute you might be sexually stimulated and ready to just go in, and then the next minute you don't want to be touched, get away from me, right? Once again, that's because there's an imbalance within the or endocrine endocrine. I'm working on my pronunciation, y'all. And the endocrine functions, which is dealing with what foods are you eating. A lot of times we're eating a lot of processed foods. We're eating a lot of dyes. We're eating a lot of hormones that come from the animals who are eating a lot of the fertilized foods. Or even we're eating a lot of fertilized foods now, even when it comes down to some of our vegetables and fruits. Cleaning your fruits and vegetables is very important when you're going through your hormonal balances as well. Because once again, remember, everything is being thrown off. Your estrogen is being thrown off. Okay, your progesterone. I can't pronounce it. I'm gonna spell it PROGESTERONE. Look it up.
Progesterone.
Progesteron. Say it for me. Progesters. I don't know. It's like the pro just throw my tongue off. But anyway, I tell you, words is something. Okay, so these foods may help you in maintaining that balance within your hormones. Okay, once again, I told you, dark leafy greens. If you're going through menopause, I suggest you really eat green all day long if you can. Okay, in the morning, get you some chlorophyll. Um, uh, get you some chlorophyll. I don't know if y'all can see it, right? Get you some chlorophyll. Take your chlorophyll, put you a couple of drops and some water with some Splenda or Splenda. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but you put it inside with some green apples, some cucumbers, some kale, and you make you a smoothie with a couple of drops of honey, and you drink that smoothie every day. That's going to help far as a breakfast. Then in the afternoon or during noon, lunchtime, brunch, whatever, you want to have a real leafy green salad. Okay, in that salad, you might have the dark green greens. You have flaxseed, pumpkin seed, sesame seed, avocado. Avocado is really good even for brain activity, right? Because we're dealing with nervous system, and the brain triggers everything through the nerves, right? Berries, blackberries, raspberries, very good for women's wound healing anyway. And then you have sea moss. Implementing sea moss once again is going to bring back that sea cap, that salt, that natural salt that we are not getting on a regular basis because once again we're not eating correctly, right? Vegetables such as cabbage, kale. Some people say broccoli. I know broccoli to be a modified food, so you don't really want to do broccoli. For in my case, it doesn't really bring a lot of nutrients because it's modified. But to some people, they still bring because it's green. They add it and they love it. Long as it's green, stay in green, the green family. Okay. Healthy fats such as olive oil and walnuts. Adding walnuts to your supplements. Olive oil. I'm gonna tell you a little secret with castor oil, olive oil, and oregano oil that will also help with some of the inflammation and some of those who are going through um, or are going through certain cysts and going through certain spirit. Give it to me. My head, y'all have to excuse me. My head is hurting. Um, what was I finna say? The certain well, was talking about different oils and how you can use these oils to be able to relieve certain cramping, the cysts, the fibroids. When we talk about fibroids, you want to go get some bitters. Okay, go get you some bitters. Like I say, you can order this one off of Amazon. For me, I went to my local Moore shop up the street. For those in Detroit, Michigan, you can go to Moore Herbs over here on 7 Mile near Greenfield, and you can actually go and pick up your bitters. Your bitters work a whole lot faster than actual pills to me, or even sometimes the teas. Okay, it goes into the bloodstream a whole lot faster. This is the black seed. Black seed, let me tell you, black seed is every African American, Black, melanated woman dream. Okay. Because the black seed is going to detoxify the whole entire body. Not only is it going to detoxify the whole body, but it's going to literally strengthen and lubricate the body as well. I look at black seed as being one of those overall cure drugs. Okay. And it's not a drug, it's a herb. It's an actual seed that's been compressed. But once again, any type of black seed oil or bitter, or even if you have it in pills, because I also have the black seed pills, it's going to help with your colon as well, but it's also going to help with the menopause. Okay. Then you have herbs that are traditionally supports the menopause. Not only supports the menopause, but on a spiritual level, it will help you ground. So when we say go ground and go meditate, these herbs, when you take them, automatically trigger certain chemicals in the body to help you relax and become more balanced and grounded. Once again, red clove, black kush, Kush, Black Kush. Don Quan. Don Quan is DONGQUAI, Don Quan. Maca root. Okay. Maca root, once again, is also very good for the nervous system. So we want to make sure we put that in our notes. Maca root will help with the sensitivity with the nervous system. Okay. Then you have hibiscus. Then you have chesterberry. Okay. Do I got some chesterberry up here? I think I got chesterberry. No, I do not have any more up here. Okay, but anyway, hibiscus. Now, like I said, I brought the herbs because I want you to see the bottles and things in which I use. You can use whatever the spirit guides you. But once again, I want you to see dry hibiscus. This is how dry hibiscus looks, okay? This is a tea a herb that you can actually use in a lot of different areas. Some people have learned how to actually make this into Philly steak cheese. Can you believe that? Okay. And once again, healthy. Once you boil it and you get all the red substance off of it, you drink that tea. You can bathe, and this makes a good spiritual grounding, spiritual bath for women as well. And if you do the hibiscus, what I would suggest you do, take hibiscus, put it in a pan with some clove, right? Some clove and some hibiscus, bring it to a boil and pour it in your bath water. Get in the water and soak in the water. It will help, okay? Add a little oregano to help smooth the pain in the nervous system. And once again, helps you ground even in spiritual work. Dandelion, like I said, eating bitter greens, milk thistle. These are all going to help detoxify and support your liver. So like I told you, we're going to go through the whole body of detoxifying and healing the whole entire body. Increase your water intake, reduce alcohol. Let me tell you, if you are spiritual and you still drinking alcohol on a consistent basis, by the pints, by the gallons, you just getting it in. Let me tell you, you are lowering your spiritual aura for other spirits to be able to consume you and take over you. This is not helping you if you're drinking alcohol. And a lot of women make the mistake because they be in so much pain that they just want to go get a fifth of something and a blunt and be like, I need to go and relax. You're actually doing more damage to the body itself when you start talking about the liver. The liver needs to be pure of toxins. So you should be detoxing the liver at least once a month, especially if you drink anything outside of water. Okay. Once again, we're talking about the toxins that are stuck in the body that's causing imbalances in the body. You have to literally detoxify yourself for that so you can have a balance within the hormonal metabolizing of the body. Okay. Limit high processed foods. Once again, milk thistle, burdock root. Let me tell you about burdock root. Burdock root is good for women and men, especially when you're dealing with anything dealing with the bladder. You're going to have to cleanse out your bladder. Why? Because people don't realize that the bladder is a filtering system as well, just like the liver. Not as important. I ain't gonna say it's not important, but it's not as lucrative, if you will, as the liver, but it still holds a lot of toxins because we release. And a lot of times we release the urine, but we're not releasing the toxins. Burdock root is going to help filter and cleanse those toxins right on out your body. Okay. Beet juice. Beet juice is very good for the liver, and it's also good in iron. So you're going to put your iron back by adding beet juice. Some people I just can't stand the beet juice. Okay. Once again, let's make it fun and exciting for yourself. Get you some strawberries, some raspberries, some grapes, put them in a blender together. Add a cup or a tablespoon of raw beet powder. As a matter of fact, I'll get it and show it to you in a second. Raw beet powder. You want to get it comes in a dehydrated form that's already been grated up. So when you add it and hydrate it, then it turns back into shredded beets. But if you put it in a smoothie, you won't even be able to taste the bitterness of the beets, but you're still getting the supplement that you need. You following me? A lot of times we don't want to change. We don't want to change our diets, which is causing inflammation to build up in the body, right? And what is some of those things that build inflammation in the body? Excess sugar, Highly processed foods, once again, those are our enemy. As good as those little snacks be, they are our enemy when it comes down to this particular transformation in our lives, okay? Then fried food, excess caffeine, excess, once again, alcohol. These things cause inflammation to build in the body. So when inflammation builds in the body, that's where things become irritated. Now there's more dryness in the body. There's more cramping in the body. There's no hydration and lubrication being brought to the body because these things are stripping the body of it. You can see what I'm saying? So once again, if you heavy drinker, you let know that you're doing more damage to your body. Some women feel better when they just transition to a whole plant-based diet. When I say plant-based diet, we're talking about nothing that if it doesn't come from the ground, we don't eat it. The more raw it is from the ground, the better it is for your body. And the more you eat it, the more you develop a palate for it. We have to train ourselves because this is what we desire. The mind rules everything. So mind over matter. I know how it is to eat some of these things, especially when you're transitioning from all that soul food, that good soul food. It's hard to let go of these things. But if you want to really build yourself a more fiber, mineral diet, then you're going to have to release everything that you have come accustomed to that's not serving you any good. Ashe. Once again, here comes the other part
Ashe.
that we overlook dealing with, huh? Ashe,
Say it,
Ashe.
Ashe.
Building the bones and dealing the bones, rebuilding the bones and the muscles, dealing with our estrogen again. This is very important because once again, the hormonal imbalances, which we start winding with all this facial hair that's coming around our chins and up under our necks and on our chest. We have bone density where we're losing certain minerals within the bone our bones sometimes seem like they're aching, right? And a lot of it may be because we're overweight. A lot of women over years of trauma have eaten themselves into depression, have eaten themselves into anxiety. We have stripped ourselves from our own insecurity because we have become very reputitious in a diet that is not serving us mentally, physically, or spiritually. Okay. Meaning weight bearing exercises. Do exercises that's going to help eliminate the weight. How do you know it's helping? Because if you get those shakes, as Brother Prophet would teach us, you get those shakes and and it's, you feel that pain, you know it's working. If you're not shaking while you exercise, you're not doing nothing. Okay, you have to go through the pain, you have to endure some pain somewhere. So in doing these particular exercises, it helps in the long run and bringing balance within your estrogen and your muscle mass density. Okay, walking, once again, being out in nature, let the nature do what it do through sound and frequency and vibrate through you and heal you. Resistant training, once again, that resistant training would be like doing um Pilates or I don't know the name of all the exercise, not my area of expertise. But however, anything that is
Yoga, Tai Chi.
strenuous, you know what I'm saying, that actually, right, Tai Chi, anything that's going to help build that energy. Because once again, once you start playing and manipulating with energy, now you're in a position where you can control the energy even flowing through your body. Okay. Vitamin D, calcium rich foods. This does not mean go drink milk, get yogurt. These things will help block your pineal gland. All that mucus is blocking your third eye activation. So you do not, I repeat, do not go and get milk as a calcium, okay, rich food. That is not for us. We are not animals. I repeat, we are not animals. If you're going to use a milk supplement, use like hemp. We use a hemp or use a oat milk. Um, I wouldn't even recommend an almond milk because almond milk has a certain chemical once it's been processed and been put in other foods, it just completely breaks down into a toxicity more so than an element of nurturance. If that's the best way I can explain it, okay? Um, Once again, magnesium. Magnesium is very important if you're going through menopause. It's going to cover a lot of different areas. I would suggest you get every magnesium you can find. Okay. Protein intakes. Okay. Um, be careful with the protein. Do not, I encourage you, do not go out here and buy this big old tub that says plant-based protein. Okay. Um, or it might say any other form of protein. Let me rephrase that. You want to get the plant-based. If you're going to get a protein, you want the plant-based protein, but stay away from all these other named proteins, because those chemicals that are in there are not natural chemicals for the body. Okay. Then reconnect with a purpose. Here go the part that most women do not want to do when it says reconnect with a purpose, because I told you, we started off telling you, you're going through a spiritual transformation. Every woman, and if they live to be able to live it on out to get to menopause, then you're going to go through this particular transformation. You can't get away from it, because it's a necessity for you to step into your sovereign and deeper awareness of self. Because when you're going through these changes, it's like the body is making you pay attention to who you are on every level, mind, body, and spirit, right? Many women describe menopause as traditions from survival modes into wisdom. Because after you go through all this shaking, look at it like you're going through a death experience. After you go through all these transformations, there's nothing but peace and abundance on the other side. You just have to endure it until it runs its course. And in running its course, once again, it requires you to connect to a ceremony of identifying self and reconnecting self, you're at the best part. And I know a lot of women not going to really get this, but spiritually, you're in the right divine place to really connect and recalibrate who you desire yourself to be. Because now you're at a place where you just don't give two flying F's about what everybody else say, what they think, what they going. Look, I ain't got time for that. The way you walked in here, I already knew you was on some crap, tearing around and go back. Your intuition becomes more sharpened. Because why? Now you're coming out of that survival mode of caring. You don't care no more about tedious things that are irrelevant. You don't want to give your energy to it. So your body is like giving you these new instructions on how to become more sovereign and a deeper self-awareness of yourself. Okay. For some people, it's like, okay, but I'm not getting enough rest. I got to get up and go to work in the morning. I got kids. I got stuff to do. I need something that's going to help me like really relax. Once again, magnesium at night will help you sleep. Reduce screens before bed, meaning stop looking at the TV before you go to bed. Some people are like, well, what does that have to do with my menopause? Once again, what are you feeding yourself? When you sleeping, what's being played that's stimulating your nervous system, because you're hearing it, right? Frequency, you're hearing these frequencies. What's stimulating your nervous system while you're sleeping? Sometimes if you implement certain herbs according to where you're at emotionally, you will stimulate a different outcome within your nervous system. Okay. As a matter of fact, hold on 1 minute. Let's pull that up real quick. For relaxation, you want to deal more with my head. 432 hertz. Okay. This is going to help ground and relax you. Listening to these frequencies throughout the day. Sometimes for me, I'll turn off everything else and put my headphones on and just listen to hertz. Listen to different both mantras, different sounds, water, you know what I'm saying? Things that are going to help relax the emotional side of me and help bring a balance, right? Because when I hear these sounds, I instantly start setting an intention, and my intention is whatever is needed for that moment. And that's going to help. The sound frequency is going to help stimulate. Remember, everything is a vibration. You clap your hands long enough, you're going to feel the tingling in your body. Why? Because we are particles of energy. So when we start talking about tapping into sound, we're also talking about supporting the nervous system. Okay. Once again, 432 hertz will help you ground and relax. I told you about a spiritual bath, right? Which consists of dealing with hibiscus and clove. Taking hibiscus and clove, boiling it, put it in your water with a little sea salt. Make sure you put that sea salt in there. Very important when you're dealing with spiritual baths to clean the spiritual aura. Take those and then play the sound hertz and get in that bath. You set your intentions right, I guarantee you're going to get out that bath like, wow, that really worked. Yes, it will. 520 hertz deals with emotional healing and transformation. 528 hertz deals with emotional healing and transformation. This is once again commonly used to release emotional baggage, stress reduction, meditation, and inner healing work. Okay. 528 hertz, emotional healing and transformation. 396 hertz, release fear and guilt. Let's talk about it. Some of our pain and our anxieties and everything that we are going through with the hormonal imbalance has a lot to do with us holding on to a lot of stuff we need to let go of. Didn't I tell you when we first started that menopause is nothing but a spiritual transformation, an old death stepping into a new you? So embrace the transformation. Don't be so angry with the transformation, because the outcome is going to be you being more powerful once it's finished its cycle, once it's finished doing what it's doing. You just have to maintain the mind and the body while you're going through it, releasing all fear and guilt. Okay. Thank you, Prophet. I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm taking my hands and I'm coming as far up as I can, and I'm rubbing it down to release the tension off of the kidneys. That's where your fear is, back here in the back of your back. So you having all these back problems and it's hurting in the lower part of your side in your back. You're dealing with your kidneys. Release that energy through Tai Chi Gong, which is the sound and energy motion. So you're taking your actual hands and you're rubbing down. As you're rubbing down, you're breathing. You breathe in, rub down, swat. You're going to release the tension of the fear that's been building up in the body. Remember, I told you we're energetic beings. So you want to release that tension and that fear. Okay. Emotional heaviness. Okay. You want to release all those emotions. You're getting pains up under your rib cage. It seems like it can't move because you're carrying somebody else's weight. You're doing something that you need to release. Your body teaches you. We need to have a segment on that too, Fee. What the different spiritual meanings of pain through the body, because the spirit is speaking through the pain. Pain will get your fucking attention. Come follow me June the 5th on Sacred Keys for you. We're going to be talking about how pain gets your attention. Okay, let go and release emotional heaviness. Root chakra grounding. Hence, once again, the hibiscus. Hibiscus tea every day will help you ground every day. Okay, hibiscus tea is one of those flowers that I love because it covers so much throughout the body, and especially when it comes down to releasing emotional heaviness. Okay. Once again, 417 hertz change the emotions and it's clearing. So if you want to clear negative energy, you're around stagnant energy, you feel irritated every time you come around certain places, 417 hertz. Just go to YouTube, put it in and listen. Okay, and take some deep breaths. You're going to break down the negative thought loops, those thoughts that constantly keep coming over and over again, that pisses you off, that image, and then that person, they could have did something 15 years ago. They walked through the door and you ready to take their head off today for something that happened 15 years ago, right? Okay, these transitions help. 417 helps with the transitions of those periods, breaking negative thought loops and emotional resets. Excuse me. 630, I ain't gonna go through all these, but 639 hertz deals with relationship and heart energy. Okay, because what we as women don't realize when we're going through this, we especially hard on our men. We become man, we be lethal. You hear what I'm saying when it comes down to our emotions and dealing with our men, that we're not showing enough compassion. Okay.
Yeah, my poor
Because what
husband.
universal law is what you put out comes, huh?
My poor husband, he be looking at me crazy. He be like, "Man,
What you say,
what's
God, is
wrong?"
when
Can you hear me?
so yes, I heard you. I heard you. Exactly. So that's the whole point of why I'm saying 639 hertz deals with relationship and heart energy. It's going to help you find compassion. It's going to help you reconnect. It's going to bring harmony and emotional healing. So sometimes, like especially when you cooking, cleaning, you just in the house, turn on the frequency. Don't turn. Sometimes you don't need the music. You just need the frequency to recalibrate your and align you so that you can maintain a harmony within your emotions. Okay, sound therapy does help. If you have singing bowls, sit down and hit that singing bowl, pour a little water in the bottom, hit that bowl, and let that vibration of that sound just really stimulate you and heal you. It does work. It's when you was listening. Remember, everything is a vibration of your thoughts. So a man thinketh, so is he. Ashe. Um, Mental clarity 741. Mental clarity 741 hertz will bring mental clarity. It will clear mental fog, intuition, self-expression, nervous system claiming through focused meditation. So when you're doing 741 hertz, I really would require you and not require, but encourage you to do a meditation with 741 hertz just going around, doing the breath work. Make sure your spine is straight. Why do we want the spine to be straight? Because the brain is connected to all the nerves, right? And the nerves is connected to the what? Spinal. So therefore, you want your spine to be straight. So when you're breathing that air in and out, you're getting a full, you're getting a full flow of oxygen going through the body. And once again, setting your intentions, you want the airflow to hit the root of your hit your root chakra, which means you want it to hit your pelvis. Women doing competitions of increasing your uterus in and out, that muscle fluctuation. You want to be able to really sit there and just pulsate, hold, and breathe. Okay, why? Because you're strengthening the walls within the uterus. What else is there? Okay, one more, and then I'm done. Cannot forget 852 hertz, spiritual awareness, deep meditation, intuitive practices, reflection, inner work. Remember, everything is shadow work, even when you're going through menopause. Okay, you need to, if you want to do brain wiring with the nervous system, then you want to get into delta, theta, and alpha wave hertz and beta hertz. Okay, and what those hertz will do, once again, help with thinking, calmness, creativity, and physical restorations. Okay. Um, did I cover everything? I covered mental, covered physical.
I appreciate
We
you
covered
coming on.
food. We went over. Pardon me.
I said I appreciate you coming, on here at last minute because boy, I was suffering.
So overall, and this will be, I'll close out with this. Spiritually, when it comes down to women in menopause, the spiritual lesson often associates with this setting boundaries. Sometimes the spirit trying to tell you your boundaries are not strong enough. You must set your boundaries. Your no, let it be your no, and your yes be your yes. And even if your no wind up having to be a yes, or your yes wind up becoming a no, be comfortable with whatever the transition is, and know that you stood 10 toes down on what your yes or your no was. That's going to help. When we're constantly in a place where it's, I don't know, I'm thinking about it, you're constantly in a tug of war emotionally, which is causing a trigger for your anxiety. Your body is like, your spirit is like, okay, well, she said this, and then your body is like, but no, we said this. So it's a tug of war between your body, which is your ego, your emotional self, and then you have your spiritual self, and they're going back and forth. Your spirit is like, no, you need, that's a no, you already know this a no. Your ego like, but man, but they did come through for me this time. Or, well, I don't want them to feel like this. So now you're giving in more into what others want. And the body is like, no. So during menopause, when you start giving too much that you're not ready, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I just can't right now. And all the emotions are going to go chaotic. So setting your boundaries is very much important. Spiritually, getting the rest so that the body can reset itself on itself. The body will do what it's supposed to do. Just give it what it needs. Rest, self-worth. Women, claim back your self-worth and your value, your essence. Stop giving all your essence away because that's your power. That's the one thing that every man on the planet really desires about a woman, is how she carries herself and her essence, even in going through this, okay? Self worth is so important. Know your worth. Know that you're worth this time, this investment to what? Go and buy your herbs, slippery elm. Okay, slippery elm, once again, is a good, very good for the woman's yoni. Okay, why is it good for the woman's yoni? Because once again, it's one of those things when you start talking about being so dry and sex becomes painful. Slippery elm helps lubricate the actual vagina, and it does what it says, slippery. Okay, it's gonna make sure that your body is being hydrated. I also encourage you to get some marshmallow root. Why? Because your body holds memory, and because you have fascia in the body, you can trigger certain ancestral memories that can help you get through certain things as well. Okay. um Detachment is very important. Detach from what does not serve you. If it's not serving you, if it's upsetting you, if it's not bringing you happy, peace, and abundance, the question I ask you is, why are you dealing with it? Why are you settling for less than what your self-worth, what you know your worth? Why are you entertaining things that are going to bring more detrimental harm to you than stability? Okay. Then you have inner authority. The spiritual transformation of menopause is that a woman claims back her authority as being empowered, because once again, the emotion itself is what I call initiation into your higher knowing, your intuitive wisdom. You have lived long enough and experienced enough that now the body is saying it's time to be rewarded, but you have to go through these last transformations of purifying your body and finding inner authority to claim authority and balance within the body no matter what comes. Me personally, going through certain transitions, I think I'm hitting the peak of menopause. Haven't quite came over into menopause yet. However, I do have those moments where it's like hot flashes, and you, like I said, you want to strip naked. Me personally, I embody it. Okay, I embody it. That's how I deal with a lot of pain. Even now with this headache, I'm embodying it. Whereas I'm controlling more of the pain than letting the pain control me, if that makes sense. It's a practice, once again, within meditation, of being able to speak over that pain and not let that pain have so much control. Because if your thoughts start feeding the pain is only going to escalate. This is how come when somebody hurts themselves, you want to keep them calm, because the thought pattern is, as long as I can keep calm, then the body has to regulate where my thoughts are. The body has to regulate where my thoughts are. So I'm not going to feed more pain when I'm already experiencing pain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to speak over the pain, and this too shall pass. This too comes to an ease. This too shall end. Put your right hand over your third eye. And this is how you talk to your Ori. Those who understand Yoruba or Pantheon, um, not Pantheon, but the Orisha concepts of dealing with Ifa or Olodumare, you also understand, and that you all came here with an extra protective spirit that lives within you, and it's called your Ori. Put your hand over your third eye. To others who do not practice Yoruba or Pantheon practices, once again, you can identify this as your higher self, your inner God, whichever suits your boat. However, I'm telling you something that works. Your right hand over your third eye, your right hand over your third eye, and you point up. You're speaking to your higher self. release, relief, and release, relief instantly. I demand relief, release instantly. However you say it, you want to speak it. Know that when you do it, it's happening. That's the magic of how you make it work. Know that when you do it, it's happening. Take a couple of deep breaths. When you take your hand down, go ahead and start doing your supplements. Go ahead and listen to your music. Listen, the aromatherapy, peppermint helps with, like, I'm finna do some aromatherapy, stress, headaches as well, pain. What else? Where's gonna go? You got right. You want to set your environment so that you can be in that peace that you want to be. And before you know it, you'll look up and be like, what pain was there? Or reading came and took everything away, because once again, you are God. And when you speak, things happen. Understand that. I want y'all to become more intentional with your thoughts and your patterns of how you utilize your thoughts. Okay. Being emotionally honest. Right now, if I'm pissed off, I'm pissed off. Leave me alone. And everyone around you has to respect that. Trust me, they're gonna get around away from you. They definitely gonna run from you and get away from you. But you have that power to demand it, and everything around you and every being has to respect it, because once again, you're tapping into divine feminine energy when you're dealing with menopause. You're in divine feminine energy, which means that I'm maintaining a balance of what I'm going through and what's currently happening around me right now. Inner authority is very important, okay? And sacred aging. Once again, sacred aging, those rituals where you beautify yourself, always making sure you see the you want everybody else to see whenever you are in any environment, in even your own personal space. You still want to be able to feel the sexiness, feel the vibrations of being vibrant and healthy. You always want to sit in meditation and see a healthier you. How do you want to see you in the future? Sit and meditate on it. Take the time to use that creativity of meditation and sculpt the perfect image of who you desire to be. And then when you come out of meditation, start working towards it. How do we work towards it? Journaling. A lot of people don't understand that when you journal, you are stepping into a creation mode. When you're journaling, you have a blank canvas, you have a pencil. You take and write one letter, you just created something. This is why we say write. Because if you're creating, then you have to be in creation mode. You have to be doing something to be a creator, to be God. You have to be creating something. So why not, until you figure out what that something is, write. Write what you feel, write what you see. Some people say, well, I just don't know what to write. Write everything you see in the room. You just created a list of everything in the room. You're creating, okay? Which means you're stepping into God-like power. And that's a key to the kingdom if you use it right. Okay, sound healing, like I told you, herbal baths, reduce a red candle ritual. Okay, for those who know how to do this, hey, do your red cord candle rituals. Those who don't, you need to come to Sacred Keys for You, where I can put you into the sacred realm and we start teaching you how to utilize these tools. Mirror magic, sitting in front of the mirror with a red candle and speaking to the mirror and speaking to you, speaking to you on levels that as if you were sitting and speaking to me. Speak to yourself. Tell yourself how wonderful you are. Tell how much you love you. Even though I'm going through this, we're going to get through this, because once again, you ain't never left me, nor have you what? Detached from me. Because when the rest of the world left, it was you that was with you. Speak to you as if you know you are a higher spiritual being. Cord cutting practices. Oh, once again, come to Sacred Keys. I'm not going to even take up, because it'll be too long to go through these particular rituals. Come to Sacred Keys for You and register. It's only $55 to come and get in a class. Okay, $55 will get you a 13-week course on how to tap into all these particular tools. And if you do them accordingly, then you will see the huge result. 12 midnight, the womb healing circle, dealing with Oshun's temple. 12 midnight, we're going to start doing rituals collectively from 12 midnight until 2 a.m. We will be doing spiritual rituals because the moon sets still at night. You want to heal yourself, women, start doing rituals at night. Stop, get up. I know people, oh, but I'm tired. Once again, mind over body, mind over body. You got to train yourself to be more powerful than everything that's coming around you. We will be having moon reflection work at 12 midnight, starting Sunday, 12 midnight. We'll be doing rituals until 2 a.m. And we will announce how many days out the week we will actually do this. But these are the rituals that we will be teaching you how to do your shadow work in the midnight hours, which some people call the witching hours. Okay. But these are hours where the spirit is clear it's a clearer channel to talk to ancestors and spiritual guides in the middle of the night. Actually, it's between the hours of 3:33 to 6:30 a.m. A complete stop. That's when you want to really be doing your shadow work, because it's more potent. And like I say, in the darkness, there's more energy and more power. Speak truth openly. Speak truth openly. Stand 10 toes down in the circumference of your square. Your yes be your yes, your no be your no, and make sure that you are in balance with Ma'at, that you are always operating, as Oshun would say, in your good character. Your good character, meaning that I'm not causing any harm to
Shay,
anyone else, because reciprocity, to, huh? Reciprocity
Ashe.
teaches us that, right, and the universal laws teaches us, and the hermetic principles teaches us, that what you put out comes back to you. The pendulum swings just as equally on both sides. So you want to make sure that while you're going through these transformations, you're not causing more karma to come back your way because you're emotionally imbalanced. You feel you have the right to cuss everybody out and just do what you want to do. And that's where we are messing up within our character of this emotional transition and our spiritual transformations. We need to make sure that we are getting spiritual counseling, connect to spiritual healers, schedule consultations where you actually can go and talk to these people that can relate to you. Stop going to these therapists who don't even have the clueless experience of what you have been through throughout your life, but yet try to dictate to you from a book how to live your life. Go to people that you can actually admire, respect, and give you things that actually work in your transition. Okay, I do spiritual counselings. Just look me up, come and schedule one. Okay. What else?
Ashe. I put
Speak
your
with
Ocean Soul
authority.
Temple Womb Awakening. Give us a little bit of that because I love the way you explain it about the riverfront and what you all going to be doing. I wish I was there, but I won't be in Detroit until I think July. But I really love the way that you explain this. I love how you got our goddesses coming together and learning how to use their energy. A lot of us don't know how to use it. We don't know how to put it, into action. So here we go with the womb awakening,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not just necessarily connected on one end. We're looking at the womb awakening as one thing, but we're over here in a spiritual awakening, and it's totally different. And I just
Right.
love the way that you're connecting, through Oshun's Gold Temple. Just tell us a little bit of what you got going on for May the 23rd.
Okay, so May the 23rd, we will be meeting here in Detroit, Michigan, down by the Riverwalk. Beautiful setting. And we're going to walk almost a mile. Okay. But when we meet, we're going to meet early in the morning, somewhere around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Why are we meeting so early? Because us as women have to realize that we have to get in tune with nature. So when the sun rises, you can actually meditate and picture yourself sitting in the sun and bring light to the body. You're talking about healing and pulling energy. Pull energy where energy is and watch what happens. So what we're going to do, we're going to meet 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. We're going to go into Tai Chi Gong, and we're going to do a little yoga for body activation. And then we're going to go through breath work. So I'm going to teach just a little bit of each so that you can have a daily routine. We will do our best to make sure that it's live when we do this so that those who aren't able to participate will still be able to see. However, we do ask for a donation as this is a fundraising event as well. donation of whatever is in your heart. So, however, do the Tai Chi, the yoga activation, and the breath work. We're going to raise our vibration and then we're going to walk. Why are we going to walk? Because we're going to also pour libations. We're going to take water and pour water into the river, and we're going to release a lot of baggage that us as women have been holding on through molestation, through rape, through abuse, low self-esteem. We're going to release all this at the water, and we're going to leave it there. We're going to ask the universe and the guides, spirit guides of the water, to amplify our petitions and our requests. And then we're going to just walk and enjoy the walk of sharing our light throughout our community. So that's what the Womb Awakening walk will be here in Detroit on May the 23rd at 5:30 a.m. And we're going to walk until the end of the river walk is complete. And that will be the river walk. And that's all to help us prepare for the Womb Awakening workshop that we have. Sister, I can't read. That's going to be a very intimate, that's the other flyer that the Womb Walk is working up to, helping us understand that, sister, I can relate to everything you're going through because I too am a womb woman. I'm a woman with a womb. And a lot of women like, well, I had a hysterectomy. I don't have a womb no more. Still come because there's still certain imbalances within the body that you still need to heal and you still need to cure. Okay. So our community effort is to help build our women to realizing their value and their worth. As I told the women last night at Nandi's Book Cafe, that the woman has been the oldest slave since the beginning of creation. You hear what I said? The woman, even a white woman, didn't have any respect in her own household. Why was that so valuably to be known? Because in order for us to claim back our positions on a spiritual plane, we must first be able to claim back our own essence. We have to claim back our own worth. We have to heal so that we can heal a nation. Kingdom Keys Universal Nation is that nation that we are building a collective understanding of how to network amongst each other. And the women are the key to it all. Because without the woman, we don't have a nation. The woman creates and builds the nation. It's very vital that women understand that nothing can enter into this planet without coming through your womb first. All our sons who disrespect us, calling us bitches and hoes, how does that affect us? They don't have a clue as to who they are cursing out. They're cursing out God herself. But God herself needs to come to the realization of herself. Because when she comes to a realization of herself, like I said, those chemical imbalances demand her authority on a divine feminine level that makes every being respect who she is. Women have to respect themselves first, though. So we're going to be covering a lot of areas in those dealing with that. Once again, we're going to be going over some more herbal remedies, some more spiritual baths. We're going to be doing some more yoga. As a matter of fact, we're going to have some of the professors from Sacred Keys University will be in this particular Zoom workshop where we're going to be covering all these different areas of the woman's healing. We're gonna be real blunt, real sacred stuff that you be like, wait a minute, I wasn't expecting to hear that. Yes, we talking about everything. We talk about how we stuck in certain traumas, certain things happen to us, and we want to be so mad with everybody else, but nothing can come into your universe unless you allow it. I'm gonna say it again: nothing can come into your universe unless you allow it. So that's including your pain. That's including your suffering. Didn't I just tell you to talk to your Ori and tell Ori to get rid of whatever it is? And it will leave, because once again, when God speaks, things happen. And that's where we as women have to mature into our feminine power in order for us to fully awaken and receive the intuitive connections. Ashe. So I believe that covers everything about menopause that's up under my knowledge, my limited knowledge. I do hope that it was helpful to someone. I hope. Ashe, I appreciate you calling me. Ashe. And once again, if anyone has any deeper questions or concerns, just call me up, hit me up. As a matter of fact, my phone number is on the actual flyer, 810-956-5655. 5276. I am that person that you can call directly. Don't call with no mess, because I will turn up my big mama energy on you. If you're not calling for your healing, don't you call me. Seriously. Okay.
Shay.
But if you call in and you sincerely are ready to you sincerely ready to recalibrate your body and align yourself with your higher self and knowing, by all means, call me. We can find a plan. If I can't do it, I am connected to a tribe of people who have so many different gifts that we can find you the help you need. Ashe. So with that being said, once again, thank you, Goddess, for inviting me. I truly
Oh,
appreciate this time and energy and space.
well, I'm attached to your hip now, so you ain't gonna be able to
Ashe.
do nothing about without me. So I'm not stupid. I know how to connect to my life source, man. But I appreciate you, all of this knowledge and everything that you said. I'm gonna go out and I'm going to do
You
it because I need the help. And just everything that you're doing, I'm going to promote it. I'm going to be a part of it. Of all of this because it's needed. We have to support one another, and I'm going to support you because everything you've done has been
Ashe.
a help to me and to my tribe. Not just me, my whole tribe. And I just really appreciate you coming on. All
Ashe.
right, y'all. This is me, the
Ashe.
Conscious Corner. We're going to wrap it up with Goddess Kimmy. And if y'all have any questions, just drop down in the chat and she will answer any of your questions. And we just thank each and every one of you for coming through. Ashe.
Ashe. Have a wonderful day. Peace.